Okay, keep track of your points and check your results at the end of the test. What month were you born in? A. April, August, December. B. March, July, November. C. May, September, January. D. February, October, June. A is worth 20 points, B brings you 10 points, if C is your choice, you've got 30 points, D brings you 40 points. In which group does your birthday fall? A. 1 through 8, B. 9 through 16, C. 17 through 24, D. 25 through 31. If you went with A, you scored 20 points. B is worth 40 points, C brings you 10 points, and D equals 30 points. Do you know what time you were born? A. Somewhere between midnight and 9 a.m. B. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. C. 6 p.m. to midnight. D. I have no idea. Those born at night get 40 points. If you were born between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m., here are your 10 points. Those born between 6 p.m. and midnight get 20 points, and if you don't know your birth time, you still get 30 points. What's your favorite kind of weather? A. Warm and sunny. I am a 100% summer type of person. B. A rainy day. I love walking around with my umbrella. C. Cold and snowy winter. A cup of cocoa and a soft blanket make it even better. D. Thunderstorms and lightning. A light earthquake or tornado. I love all things wild. Option A brings you 10 points. B adds 30 points to your basket. C is worth 20 points. And D brings you 40 points. It's renovation time. What pattern would you pick for one of the walls in your room? A. Circles. I like the idea of endlessness. B. Squares. I love to keep things well organized. C. Some leaves or flowers. It's my idea of harmony. D. A crazy mix of colors and patterns. Circles brings you 20 points. Square gives you 30 points. If you chose leaves, add 10 points to your score. Bright colors brings you 40 points. Now, pick a piece of art to put on your newly painted wall. A. A poster with an inspirational quote will do. B. I'll paint something myself, some landscape perhaps. C. I'll get my portrait painted. D. I guess I'll go with a blank piece of paper. If you went for option A, add 10 points to your basket. Option B brings you 30 points. Option C is worth 20 points. Option D brings you 40 points. Congrats! You just won $1 million! What do you buy first? A. I'll invest in a house or buy some stocks. Money has to work for me. B. I'll buy gifts for all my family and friends. C. I'll go on a round-the-world trip. It's my dream. D. I'd give all this money for charity. Nothing makes me happier than helping others. All investors out there get 30 points. Those going gift shopping get 10 points. If you're planning the round-the-world trip, award yourself with 40 points. Those who plan to donate to charity get 20 points. A famous director decides to film a movie based on your life. What would you name it? A. The Quiet One. B. As Good as It Gets. C. Looking on the Bright Side. D. You gotta be kidding me. If A is your choice, 40 points are going your way. If you went for option B, it brings you 20 points. Option C is worth 10 points, and D brings you 30 points. When you have a life-changing decision to make, do you listen to your head or your heart? A. My head, of course. Emotions can lead you in the wrong direction. B. My heart. It has never let me down before. C. Both. It depends on the situation. D. I discuss it with my family. They know what's best for me. Those who trust their head get 30 points. If you listen to your heart, you get 20 points. If you trust both, here are 40 points for you. Consulting your family brings you 10 points. You plan to see your favorite band with your best friend. He isn't feeling well and can't go. What do? A. Sell the tickets to someone else. If he can't go, I won't go. B. Go anyway. Take 500 videos for your friend and bring him some souvenirs. C. Tell my friend I won't go without him and secretly go there alone. D. Discuss it with my bestie and invite someone else to go with me. He'll understand. Option A brings you 20 points, B is worth 10 points, C brings you 40 points, and D is worth 30 points. What do you think people say about you behind your back? A. That I'm a wonderful person and a loyal friend, of course. B. I think they might be jealous of my looks and career. C. I'm not that easygoing, so they probably think I'm a bit arrogant. D. They're too afraid to say something about me. They know I'd be so angry if I found out about it. If A is your choice, you get 10 points. B brings you 30 points. C is worth 20 points. D brings you 40 points. What do you think others like most of all about you? A. My sense of humor. It helps in so many situations. B. My readiness to help. I'll never let a friend down. C. My ability to give good advice. I always know what'll work best. D. My coolness. I have so many fun stories to tell. A is worth 20 points. B brings you 10 points. C adds 30 points to your score. D is worth 40 points. What is your biggest fear? A. Darkness. I believe there's a monster living under my bed. B. Failure. I really want to succeed in my career and make tons of money. C. Being alone. I wouldn't survive a day without my partner and my friends. D. Snakes. You never know what they have on their mind. If you're afraid of darkness, here are 30 points for you. If failure scares you the most, you get 20 points. Those who fear alone get 10 points. If snakes freak you out the most, you get 40 points. What chore annoys you most of all? A. Doing the dishes. It's so boring. B. Ironing my laundry. It takes forever and still it's all wrinkly. C. Trimming the lawn. I'd rather cover it in cement. D. I don't have any chores. I hired people to do it all for me. A brings you 40 points. B brings you 10 points. C is worth 30 points. D brings you 20 points. You've had a bad day. What can make it a little better? A. Pizza and fun movies at home. I'll laugh away the sadness. B. A long walk in the park. Nature always heals me. C. The gym. I'll sweat away the pain. D. Buy something. Shopping is my therapy. Option A is worth 10 points. Option B gives you 40 points. C brings you 30 points, and D is worth 20 points. Time to sum up your points. In case you scored 150 to 230 points, one word that sums you up is kind. You're incredibly caring and compassionate. You feel empathy for everyone, and you never stop smiling. You're spreading positive energy and optimism. That's why you're so lovable. Your biggest fear is to make others sad, so you aren't exactly outspoken. Remember, it's okay to speak up sometimes. If you ended up somewhere between 240 and 330 points, you're super smart. You know the answer to any question and have your own opinion on any point. You enjoy solving problems and never stop learning. Others ask you for advice because you can always figure out the best decision. You know how to keep your emotions under control and are always polite. Those who got 340 to 420 points are definitely the confident ones. You're ambitious, hard-working, and productive. Some might say you're stubborn, but you set goals and you reach them, so it's not that bad for you. You're straightforward and always tell others what you think, even if it's unpleasant to hear. People respect you, and your opinion matters to them. Did you get 430 to 510 points? Congrats, you're hilarious! You can make even the grumpiest of people laugh. You're the soul of any party. Your natural charisma makes you a real magnet for others. You're always in a good mood and you pass it on. You're a 100% optimist and live on the bright side of life. If your final score is 510 points or more, you're free and independent. You're wild at heart, so boredom scares you the most. You're up for any adventure. You never bend your will to the opinion of others. You think outside the box and express your emotions through art.